Hi, welcome back to JNP Project YouTube channel and podcast. I'm the host, Miki Miura. I'm a family nurse practitioner in Hawaii, USA. I also have Doctor of Nursing practice in the United States. In this channel, we're gonna go over everything about how to successfully study abroad, how to build successful nursing career as a nurse practitioner or as other nursing professional, and get amazing work-life balance that you dream of. Before we're gonna get into today's topic, which is about essay, which is very important to get accepted to your dream nurse practitioner program, and also get scholarship that helps you financially greatly. Before we're gonna get into the topic, just want to mention that we are giving out free lesson. It's an online lesson. This is about 7 secrets that I do. 7 secrets to make time for things you love. So I actually work at 3 clinical practices. Sometimes I have students do, and also I have this online business. And I do so many other things too, but I still get to surf every 3-4 times a week. I go on trips every 3 months. It could be international or domestic. And I still hang out with my friends, my partner, my family. A lot of people ask, like, what are the secrets? How do you manage doing everything? But I'm sharing the 7 secrets that I do to be very good at time management, so you can have time for things you love. Like for me, like surfing, traveling, or going out for dinner and stuff like that. So I'm talking about the 7 secrets, just for the people who register for our free email list. And then through the email list, we are also sending monthly newsletter about how to succeed in studying abroad, or news about nurse practitioner practice in the United States, and it's free again. So make sure you sign up and get this free lesson. How you can sign up is you can go to the website usa.jnpproject.com/free lesson. There's no space in between free and lesson, so it's just one word. Again, usa.jnpproject.com/free lesson, and there's no space in between free and lesson. It's just one word. If you're watching YouTube, I'm gonna write down the link down below. But it's free, so go ahead and sign up. Alrighty, so today's topic is about essay, everything about essay, why it's important, and what is essay to begin with, and what kind of essays are you going to be required to get into nurse practitioner program. Let's dive in. Okay, so today's topic is essay. Essay is so important if you want to go to schools in the United States. If you are born, raised in other countries, like I was born and raised in Japan, you might not be familiar with this system. Like in Japan, usually you take your GPA matters a little bit, but I think mostly entrance exam matters a lot. Like that's basically how you are determining whether you can get into the school or not. So the exam is everything. But in the United States, what determines whether you can get accepted or not, it's usually GPA, which is the grades from your previous schools, like high school, or for the graduate, if you trying to get into graduate program, that means it's a bachelor program. So it's grades and essay. Those 2 things are the most important thing. That's the determinant of whether you're gonna get accepted or not. Sometimes some schools do interviews, especially when I was applying for nurse practitioner program like 12 years ago or 13 years ago. I didn't get interviews. I didn't get asked to do the interviews, whether that's for undergrad or grad school or for scholarship. I didn't had to do the interviews. But nowadays with the, we have Zoom and stuff like that, maybe interview is part of it. But essay is definitely key. And personally, I got scholarship for graduate school for family nurse practitioner program. So I get waived $6,000 per year. So I didn't have to pay $6,000 for tuition every year throughout the program because I got the scholarship from the university. If you are an international student like me, I know that the options are limited for international students in terms of scholarships, but there are some. So don't give up. Make sure you look for opportunities for scholarship, because when you are in school on student visa, your income will be very limited or none. For my undergrad, when I was in undergraduate program, I couldn't work, so zero income. I was just using up my saving, the money that I saved when I was working as a registered nurse in Japan. And then when I went to graduate program, I was able to work 20 hours per week because I was doing CPT. But then CPT, it's like an internship, so you still have to pay tuition to university for the CPT. And then you work and you earn some, but because you're paying tuition just to be able to work, so the income wasn't really significant. So you can pretty much think that you're not going to have a reliable income when you are in school as an international student. So scholarship was really, really helpful, especially when I was in the family nurse practitioner program. My tuition increased by 53% all of a sudden because the program said they have to pay for preceptors and so on. There's some, I don't know if that was true, but that's what they say. And our tuition increased by 53% all of a sudden. So, any help, any scholarships will be helpful. And this is a scholarship that didn't have to pay back. I was waived part of this tuition, $6,000 per year. So that was pretty significant. It's better than nothing, obviously. So even if you are an international student like me, make sure you look for scholarship opportunities, because even though that might be limited compared to American classmates, I believe there are some out there. So make sure to look for that. But in order to get scholarship, and even before that, in order to get into your dream nurse practitioner program or your dream nursing program, it could be the bachelor program, you have to have good essay. You have to have good essay. If you want to get into programs in the United States, essay is absolutely the key. And by the way, I got scholarship for undergraduate program as well. I forgot how much I was given, but I got scholarship for undergrad too. So essay is the key in order to get into your dream program, nursing program, or nurse practitioner program, and also get scholarships. So first of all, what is essay? If you're not familiar with essay, what is essay? So it is a smaller piece of writing on particular subject. So when we write paper, it could be scientific paper, which you're going to end up writing a lot, especially when you are in graduate program, master program, or DMP program, you're going to write a lot of papers. But essay is usually shorter. So usually it's like 500 words. So it's shorter. So when it's shorter, that means you have to be concise. You have to summarize your talking point. You can't just be like blah, 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 blah. And because your words are limited, so you have to make sure you have a very good content condensed in 500 words. Also, you have to make sure you understand this is not a research paper that you might be familiar with when you are in undergraduate program. But this is, so in research papers, usually we write based on scientific evidence. So we are taught not to use like, I think this, I think that, because usually it's like, according to this, so and so, according to this data, this and this and that, that's this and this and this. So usually we don't reflect our personal emotions or opinions. It's usually scientific, based. Versus essay is different. Essay is rather you share your perspective, you share or your opinions or your experience on a certain topic. So make sure you understand the difference between the essay and research paper, because they are very different. Also, the format is different. How you write those papers are different. So very important to understand that. So a lot of times when you're applying for nurse practitioner programs or nursing programs, you are asked to submit personal statement. So what is personal statement? Personal statement is a kind of essay. So it's part of the essay. It is an essay. It's one kind of essays. So usually this in personal statements, you show how unique you are and what makes you be a good candidate for nursing, a particular nursing program or particular nurse practitioner program. So you have to show, because you're applying for a nursing school or a nurse practitioner program, and you have to show that why they should pick you, basically, why they should pick you. And you have to show that while you're showing your perspective on certain topics. So this can be very tricky, and especially if English is not your first language, that this can be a little challenging. But good thing is, unlike exam, like entrance exam, you are given unlimited time. For the entrance exam, you have to sit there and then do it right there and then. You have no resource. But for essay, if you start early, you have more time. So I usually say, preferably, you especially if you're an international student, you should have at least 3 months of preparation, because you can do some research on the programs that you are applying for. You can also look at some data to support your points, because even though it's not a research paper, but you can say, this is my opinion, and matter of fact, this is what's shown. So you can still have some data as well, and that strengthens your opinion. Also, you want to make sure you structure well, and you want to make sure you condense your points within the 500 words or whatever words limitation that you're given. And you also want to make sure that you have enough time to revise your paper. And they don't consider, this applicant didn't grow up in the United States, or that person is international student. Maybe they can be a little ease, but if you have so many, especially if you have so many grammatical mistakes, that gives them message that this applicant didn't take time to review. That means didn't have respect for them to review, and she just write quickly and then just submit it. She didn't care enough to revise, make sure there's no grammatical mistake. You might leave one or two mistakes, but majority there are no major mistakes, and you don't have tons of mistakes. But if you have a lot of grammatical mistakes, they know that you didn't spend enough time for essay. That means that you're not serious enough to get into the program. So they might not take you. They might not give you scholarship too. So you definitely want to have, especially if you're an international student, definitely want to have enough time to revise multiple times to make sure there are very limited grammatical mistakes, or preferably no grammatical mistakes. So it takes time. It takes time to come up with good ideas for the essay. So it takes a lot of time. So usually I recommend at least 3 months of preparation for a personal statement. So let's look at some examples. Like, what kind of questions are you going to be given to enter nursing school or nurse practitioner program? So Texas A&M University BSN program, so Bachelor of Science in Nursing. So this is for undergraduate, for those who want to become a registered nurse. You might likely you're gonna go into BSN program. So their instruction for essay is submit a letter of intent as a personal statement. Tell a little bit of about yourself, your interest in nursing, and as a professional, and why you chose our program to help you achieve your goals. So you have to talk about yourself, and then also why you want to be a nurse, and also why you chose that particular program, over other programs. So this might sound easy. It's like, okay, well, that sounds easy. Yes, this is easier topic, to be honest with you. There are a lot of more topics that is way more complicated. This is one of the easy example. But you still have to do some work, because when they say, talk about yourself, that doesn't mean, well, I have a dog named this. In my kindergarten, I played this play, or, I have a friend named this. They're not asking you to just randomly talk about yourself. You have to, definitely you're going to talk about yourself, but you have to pick which part of yourself you're going to share. Because your intent, you have to remember that your intent to show that I'm going to be a great nurse, and out of different nursing programs, I really want to get into your program because I'm a good fit. You have to show those are the intents. So you have to show through sharing your personality. So you can't just randomly say, I have a dog, or whatever it is. I love surfing. It has to be some kind of connection between, your personality, and then that's why you're going to be a good nurse, kind of thing. So, it may be because so I love dancing. I was in a dancing club in high school, and I was a leader for the club, and I love taking a leadership. I love motivating others, and because a nurse is a leader in a healthcare team, I believe that my personality fits the nursing profession. Something like that. Can you see? So you can't just randomly share yourself, but you have to kind of connect two dots. So your personality and the nurse trait, and then you have to show why I'm going to be a great nurse, why I can be a great nurse, or why I can be a great nurse practitioner if it's for other school. So you have to really think through. Another example is at Creighton University, adult acute care nurse practitioner. So for this program, they ask you to write an essay. What are your reasons for selecting Creighton University, and why are you considering adult acute care track? So they're asking why this program, and then also, there are different kinds of nurse practitioner programs, but why you chose adult acute care. So in that, you also have to first of all, you have to do some research on the program. If you write in general, say, I want to be an acute care nurse practitioner, and you explain. But if you don't really explain why that particular program really interests you or a good fit for you, then they would know, because there are so many applicants, and they read so many essays. So they pretty much look the same. And they can tell if somebody is pour time and effort to make this essay really unique for this program. Say, I really love Creighton University. My uncle went there and he told me this, and I love the mission of Creighton University. And I believe I have the same belief, and that's why I really would like to go to Creighton University, not other university, but Creighton University. Really, really, I really believe that it's a good fit for me. Something like that. You have to show that. And even if they don't ask you to write why you chose this program, you should still show some way. You should still show that why this program particularly interests you, because they want to know. Okay, if you just want to go into acute care adult nurse practitioner program, you can go other programs too, and I don't have to pick you because you can go other programs. But if you're like, I want to be adult acute care nurse practitioner, but I really want to go to your program, then it will be like, okay, well, sounds like you're very enthusiastic. Come in, join us. So you can see that that's very important. So you have to kind of read, above or over this, just a little, the topics. Third example is from University of Hawaii at Manoa, which is located on Oahu, where I live. So for this, I believe this was for DNP program, family nurse practitioner. So the topic was, describe your personal strength, skills, and attributes will contribute to your career as DNP prepared nurse. So you have to talk about your strength, your skills, and attributes, your traits or characteristics, and then how that will help you to become build a career as a DNP nurse or nurse practitioner. And when you talk about strength, you don't just talk about, again, random strength, like, oh, I'm good at lifting, or I'm good at making people laugh, or it has to have a connection, has to have a good intent, has to have something related to what's required for amazing nurse practitioner or amazing DNP nurse. So you have a lot of different strength. You have to pick the strength that is connected to that. So you have to really think through. You have to have a good structure also to show that. And when you talk about the strength, you don't want to just say, hey, I am good at communicating with people. But how to strengthen the point, you should have examples. So, for example, when I was working as a nurse, I was talking to patients, patient and patient's family, blah, blah, blah. So if you have a more specific picture to share with the reader of the essay, it's more realistic, instead of just saying, I'm good at communicating. But anybody can say that, but if you can give more specific examples, that strengthens your point. So essay is actually a lot of work, but it's worth it, because you can get into your dream nurse practitioner program, your dream nursing program, and also get scholarships. Again, I believe that at least if you're an international student, especially, you need at least 3 months of preparation, because you also need, grammatical revise and stuff like that. You have to learn, because American students tend to learn how to write essay, basic skills of how to write essays in high school. But if you're international students, you probably have to learn that also from the beginning. So it takes a long time. So make sure you have enough time to prepare for essays. And remember, the good thing about essay is you have pretty much unlimited time to prepare. And also you can get some help from others. Like you can have your friends or English teachers to look and make sure to correct your grammatical mistakes. You can also join our essay program, which is actually right now we're just giving in provided in Japanese only, but we talk about how to structure your essay and then how to come up with the unique idea to show that you are original. So there are so many students, but why they should pick you and how to show that. So we have a essay program. Also, I have a coaching program that you can talk one-on-one with me, so I can point out how to improve your essay. And so like I said, you can use all those resources. So it's actually better than the entrance exam, because on the entrance exam, you have only one chance and you can't get any help at all. But for essay, you can have unlimited time as long as you start early, and then you can get help. And it literally changed your life. It literally changed your life because you can get into nurse practitioner program, nursing program that you dream of, and get scholarships. So make sure to invest in essay. Extremely, extremely important. It's better to start preparation, start on preparation as soon as possible. All right, today's topic was all about essay, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. Let me know if you have any questions or share your experiences. That will be so wonderful. But I hope you're going to have a great weekend and a week. And I'll see you in the next episode. Take care. Aloha.